When I asked about the date of my son's wedding, my daughter-in-law said, "We got married yesterday, just for special people." I remember the exact pause in her voice when she said it, cold, deliberate. A knife slid between my ribs without breaking the skin. They had gotten married. Yesterday. And I wasn't there. I didn't argue. I didn't beg for an explanation. I only swallowed the silence and smiled into the phone. Because sometimes the best place to hide fury is behind stillness. Backstory. I had raised my son alone. Nights spent patching uniforms, mornings spent hiding the hunger I carried so he could eat. He was my pride, my reason. When he brought her home for the first time, I studied her smile, her quick words, her rehearsed laughter. She was clever, yes, but I mistook her cleverness for ambition. I mistook her charm for warmth. She leaned into me, calling me Ami. I gave her recipes, heirloom bracelets, even trust. I thought I was building family. Instead, I was feeding a serpent. Discovery of betrayal. It began with small absences, phone calls unreturned, invitations lost. Then, the wedding. Secret, hidden, just for special people. That sentence cracked something inside me. It wasn't about missing a celebration. It was about erasure. She wanted me invisible. My son silent beside her proved he had surrendered to her will. But my silence was never surrender. Shift in mindset. I didn't rage. I didn't curse. I opened my notebook. Every rupee I had lent them, every bill I had covered, every installment of rent that had gone from my account to theirs. I had receipts, screenshots, copies. They had built comfort on my shoulders, and I knew exactly where to press to make the weight collapse. I waited, because revenge ripens only in patience. Execution of the plan. A week later, her call came. "The rent is overdue. Did you transfer it?" Her voice was sharp, entitled. I let her demand echo a moment before answering. "Didn't I tell you?" Confusion, then unease. I had already spoken with the landlord, quietly, officially. I transferred the lease back under my name. Their contract void. Their deposit dissolved. By the time she checked, the house was no longer theirs. Utilities cut, locks changed. I gave them no warning. My son called, panicked. I told him calmly, "A man builds a home by loyalty, not by signatures. You chose differently." And then I ended the call. Climax and confrontation. I didn't storm into their new chaos. I let them come to me. She arrived first, spitting venom, blaming, shouting in the street. People watched. Neighbors listened. I only opened the door halfway. My gaze steady, my voice soft. "You erased me from his wedding," I said. "Now I erase you from my roof." Her rage faltered, because she understood. This wasn't impulsive. This was planned. And no plea would unspool it. My son stood behind her, silent, eyes lowered. The same silence I had once carried for him now weighed on him. Resolution. They left with nothing, not even the satisfaction of my anger. I sat in the emptied living room, the quiet wrapping around me like justice itself. Betrayal cuts deep, yes, but revenge, when sharpened by patience, doesn't just cut, it carves truth. And the truth was this: family isn't who you feed, family is who doesn't starve you. I closed my notebook, and for the first time in months, I felt light.